Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to York Sports Network. I am your host, Joshua Melvin. And tonight is a very special night for the boys volleyball team, as it is senior night here at the Dick Campbell Gym, and the boys volleyball team is honoring their 5 seniors. Who already was honored was number 2, Moises Gomez, who's going to Elmhurst University. Number 11, Will Arnett, who's going to Indiana University. Number 13, Michael Remington, who's going to go to the University of Illinois. And now, number 14, the big man, the bench energy, Will Stanley, as he's going to go to Illinois State University for the next 4 years.
And our last senior, number 20, Tommy Vlahos. He's here with parents Erica and Jim. Tommy will attend Benedictine University as a business major. His favorite teacher in District 205, Mr. O'Connor, and his favorite moment was beating Hinsdale Central in a great set, 25-12, by the most fun set he's ever played in. Ladies and gentlemen, number 20, Tommy Vlahos. Once again, one final round of applause for our 5 senior athletes in the boys volleyball team, the 2023 season.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome you back to York Sports Network. I do apologize, had some connection issues, so I do not know what you have heard. So if you've already heard this, you may skip forward. But if you have not, welcome to York Sports Network. This is the senior night for the Dukes volleyball team, who's had a very impressive year, starting out the season at 27-6. Only 2 games left after this one, so they have a potential for 30 wins on the season. And the 5 men at the end line on the left side being honored right now are the 5 seniors, and that's going to be number 2, Moises Gomez, who's going to Elmhurst University. Number 11, Will Arnett, who's going to Indiana University. Number 13, Michael Remington, who's going to the University of Illinois. Number 14, Will Stanley, who's going to Illinois State University, as well as the only man on the team who is currently committed to play volleyball at the next level, number 20, Tommy Vlahos, who's going to Benedictine University for the next 4 years. So congrats to these men on a successful career, successful 4 years or less playing for Dukes volleyball, and I'm sure they all had a great time, and we will take a pause for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The York Dukes' final home game for boys volleyball this season. They're taking on the Hornets from Hinsdale South of Clarendon Hills and Hinsdale. And starting lineup for them is going to be the libero, number 2. It's going to be Nick Akron. Number 5, Keelan Nicole. Number 7, Justin Gliata. Galda. Number 11, Tomas Lobes. Number 13, Nick Akrim. Number 15, Adrian Fotas. Number 14, Quinn Marin. And obviously starting for the Dukes, you're going to have number 2, Moises Gomez. Number 5, Logan Rice. Number 10 is going to be Zach Brown. Number 12, Ben Brown playing the libero. Number 11, Will Arnett. Number 13, Michael Remington. And number 20, Tommy Vlahos. And I want to say I will be, unfortunately, announcing this game alone as our poor man, Shepard Plamann, is at home sick. He just texted me that he's watching now. And big fan of what he's done so far this year and what he's brought to these volleyball streams, and we hope to see him back next year on the court for the Dukes, but helping out York Sports Network in other ways. As you saw, the race to the net won by Moises Gomez, and who else do you expect to win that race but Moises? Luke Shorter starting off a chant as this team tries to get hyped to continue a winning streak here into the postseason. Postseason delegations haven't been released for the IHSA Boys State Playoffs, to my knowledge. I will double-check that right now. And Hinsdale South coming into this one, 15-9 and 4-1 in the West Suburban Silver. As I don't know if you all can see at home, but to the right, that is consisting of Addison Trail, Downsgrove South, Hinsdale South, Leiden, Morton, Proviso East, and Willowbrook. While the Dukes right now, not a great in-conference record currently, with 1-3 in conference, but looking to take the opposite division, the West Suburban Gold, win tonight against the Hinsdale South Hornets. Mainly seniors starting here. Only one sitting right now, and that's because he's so valuable there. That's Will Stanley on the bench as the energy guy, number 1 energy guy in the state, if you ask me. Integral part, Hinsdale South going to be starting off with the serve. This is going to be the libero. Nice roll. Remington, roll shot there. Up, going to be a left side, just a little tap over, unable to be successful. And the Dukes get a little out of system. Doesn't get over the net, and Hinsdale South starts off this game with a point. Serving it again is going to be Nick Akron. Going out with the spike, and a point for the Hoosier, tying this game up at 1 early on. Both teams looking to make a run into the state playoffs here. It's integral for the Dukes as they face some really tough competition, and unfortunately they have yet to be able to come out on top against some of these great teams that are state championship contenders, but they're a step right below, and if they can really turn it on, keep their head in the game, you know, focus, dig deep, and just want it more, they definitely do have the talent to take the win against any team in the state right now. Jack Zetek comes in. Remington gets a little over. And that's out, it looks like. No, they're going to say a touch at the net by number 22. That's going to be Luke Shorter. Or a net violation. I do not know which one they are officially calling. Tied up at 2. Hinsdale South serve. Good recovery by Moises. Over to Shorter, spikes it out of the end line. And the Dukes will be playing in the Oswego sectional. The notable opponents, Downers Grove North, Lyons Township, Hinsdale Central, and Wheaton Warrenville South, to my knowledge. Those are the best teams in the sectional against the Dukes. Bennett, I assume, is also pretty good. I do not know that for sure. But on the court, 4-3 lead Hornets, serve Hornets, and on comes the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Will Stanley, onto the court. He's playing right backside currently. Lob position, the misplay there. Jack Butte with it, spike, and a great block by number 5 and number 15, respectively, going to be Kellen Nicole as well as Adrian Fofas. Will Stanley receives the serve now. Or Z-Tech. Shorter, just hitting that too long, too far back. As some might say, who are experienced in the realm of volleyball, that shot needs to be a bit tighter, or that set needs to be a bit tighter for the spike to be able to easily have a better angle to reach the ground without being stopped. Will Stanley receiving it again. Hinsdale South with a little bit of disrespect. They see Will Stanley come in on senior night in the middle, and they just don't believe in Will Stanley, but we all should believe in Will Stanley. So he's able to successfully receive 2 serves. But on comes Abe Caliero and Tommy Vlahos as well. Interesting set. Nice little tap shot there. And on top of the net is the ball. Doesn't land on the ground. Will Stanley caught lacking inside a little bit. Unfortunate there. But that was a great placement on the roll shot by the Hinsdale Central player, as he's able to just perfectly hit that corner. So great job by Hinsdale South. Zach Brown. Luke Shorter, big spike. What else do you expect from the 6'7" junior? Looking to really take over next year and be an extreme factor. As off goes Jack Z-Tech and Shorter. On comes I think that's Zach Brown, or is that Ben Brown? That's Zach Brown oncoming. And a huge spike. I was looking down at my phone for the rosters, but I think that was number 14, Quinn Marin. If not, it was Tomas Lobes. We'll set over Will Arnett with it again. Good receive. Over to the right side, out. Tried it again, Quinn Marin. Unsuccessful that time at locating the spike. Moises coming back on for Jack Butte, one of the most outstanding players for this Dukes team. Off goes Will Stanley, on comes Michael Remington. Dukes down 9-5. With their serve, hits the net, but a good recovery by number 11 of Hinsdale South. And what a block by Vlahos and Arnett. Textbook, perfect, and you can see the bench getting hype. Beautiful execution from Vlahos and Arnett. As Arnett makes his claim to stay out there with multiple good spikes and that time a good block. Moises with the serve. Nice. And they're going to call a violation. Don't know what that violation is, but you know. Point for York as they took away a Hinsdale South point while I wasn't looking, and now it's 8-8. Moises with the serve again. Good over the top. And the setter tries to do a little tuck in, which was very successful in the Fremd game for that one setter. I think it was Ethan something from Fremd. And what a huge spike by Tommy Vlahos. Absolutely massive. And that's that big energy spike that Benedictine is looking forward to have on their roster for the next 4 years with Vlahos going out there for college. Moises with the serve again on a little bit of a run here. And a great block again. Vlahos and Arnett that time gets through Remington. Vlahos wasn't able to recover from the first block to get to the position of the second block in time, so Hinsdale South able to pinpoint the spike, and they do successfully in the back left corner. Serve here, received well. Over to Remington. That was a not so great second set, but Remington able to do, I think that's what Shep likes to call a roll shot. And it works. It finds the gap in the zone defense that Hinsdale South was running. Now it's Ben Brown, the freshman, out here for the serve. Set, spike, good receive, over. Spike by Remington off the touch of the fingers for the blockers. They get it to the outside hitter. Not good enough. Hits it too low and hits the net. And Shep from home, big fan, watching, reminds me that the 2 fingers, when the refs hold up the 2 fingers, that is a double call, meaning that a singular player touched it twice. It is now 11-10 in favor of the Dukes. And that's something the Hinsdale South coach is just not going to be a fan of. And Jack Zitek, the serving master, comes on. Serves up a beautiful one in the middle. Gets him out of system, and now they're going to have to spike from a long way back. It was perfectly pointed by Quinn Marin, able to hit the arms of the blockers, go right through and out the back of the zone. It's Luke Shorter and Logan Rice looking. Oh, no, sorry. They are just standing on the side because that is how the Dukes received the serve. Thought they were substituting, but interesting. Zach Brown not really trusting in his teammate there, and Moises kind of takes Moises' receive, results in a lifting call. Unfortunately, that time that shows growth and teamwork, as Zach Brown that time lets Moises do his thing, receives it perfectly, gets it over to Remington with an even better spike, bringing the lead back for the Dukes, 13-12. Now it's Remington with the serve himself. Over, spike number 15. No good. Logan Rice getting up. A little high of a spike. And there, a block tap over. Just a little tap shot by Rice and Shorter. And get another point for the Dukes. And Will Stanley coming back in the game. Coming in for Remington. And receives it immediately, perfectly. Over to Butte. Good receive from the libero, Nick Cochran. A good spike, though, from number 13, Nate Cochran. But that time it's outside. If you're outside the lines, doesn't matter how accurate, how well you hit the ball. Doesn't count. As you can see, going a little insane talking here by myself. And you can hear yourself talking to yourself about a sport that you really don't know that much about. It's an interesting life experience, but you know, I want to thank Mr. Dowdy for being so cool with letting us do this. Off goes Logan Rice and Abe. Calabaro. Z-Tech, a nice misdirection. I thought that serve was going to go to Vlahos, and Vlahos, unfortunately, looks like he hits the net there, but he tried reaching over and not even allowing the spike to come, just the blocker getting in front of it, but that time it doesn't result in a decision favorable of York as they now go up 16-15. And Shep helping me out here, doing commentating from home. As he says, on receive, there's something called seams, and the seams is the gap in between the two players on serve receive. And seams left is what we do, which means you cover your buddy's right side to make it easier for them. So you only have to focus about a certain amount, and I assume based on that, it depends on where the server is taking the serve from, whether it's middle, right, or left side. Well, Stanley goes to the bench. But that is most likely what is the reasoning for what Zach Brown did a few turns ago that left him with a lifting call. Obviously, I have no room to talk as the man is a freshman starting on varsity and a very productive player. So he's done a great job this season. Jack Butte here with the spike serve. It was a serve. Duke's getting hype over, I don't know what, but a timeout in a 18-17 game. And the Hinsdale South coach takes a timeout. As they do, we shall too. We'll be right back. Back, ladies and gentlemen. 18-17 in favor of the Dukes. And now it's 19-17. The serve going out for Jack Butte. Nate Okren serving for the Hornets. Tight first set here. Jack Z-Tech, nice. What a beautiful play. Jack Z-Tech gets the fake over to Remington. Remington with the beautiful spike. And now it's Zach Brown taking the serve. Vlahos taking a seat. 2018 Dukes. Serves it. Received. Looking for the outside. What a... Ooh. Beautiful spike by... I think that was Tomas Lobas with the outside hit. Nick Okren serving it. Just a great combo block by number 15 and number 7, Justin Giadra, as well as Adrian Folfas. Twenty-one. Over to Rice. What a beautiful spike by Logan Rice. 22-22. A very tight one here. Dick Campbell Gym. And a beautiful save by Remington from the back row. Over to Butte. A little too far. (23-23). And a beautiful spike by Hinsdale South. Taking a 24-23 lead, match point, and Dowdy takes a timeout, and as he does, so will I. Stay right here for the exciting conclusion of this first set on Duke's senior night. Welcome back. Dukes over to Jack Butte. Received. Back to the center. A long spike and a beautiful placement. Number 13, the outside hitter, Nate Okren, and takes the win, 23-25. Demoralizing set for the Dukes. As they unfortunately take an L here in the first set, meaning they'll have to win the next two to take the dub for the game. But what a back and forth all game. The separation was no more than 2 or 3 either direction. And it was just a good back and forth game, and I really think the X factor was the outside hitters for Hinsdale South, who consistently were able to play tricks with the Dukes block line. And the Dukes block line unable to effectively block it back over in a disadvantageous spot for Hinsdale South, as it was mainly just right back to the setter, who set it again in the opposite direction. In the middle, was not able to get over in time, which led to quite a few points throughout the course of the set. Dowdy giving him a pep speech. Team getting hype, ready to come back out here and win 2 sets in a row. Going to be starting this one. Different lineup, Jack Zetek, Jack Butte, Ben Brown, Zach Brown, Tommy Vlahos, Michael Remington, and Logan Rice for the Dukes. Coming out here for Hinsdale South, it's going to be Kellen Nicole, Adrian Fulfas, Justin Giadla, Nick Okren, as well as Quinn Marin. So they steal the first one, but the energy of an emotion of senior night has to settle down now, and the Dukes have to lock in and try and get this win. We've seen the Dukes out-talent a team, cough, cough, Downers Grove North, not be able to lock in enough to take the win. We hope that they've learned from those lessons as they need to be prepared to try and go far. Their sectional is very winnable. Their only team that they've lost to in that sectional has been Lyons Township, and now that was at Lyons Township, so the environment may have played a factor. But now at a neutral location, Oswego High School, when most likely those teams would meet, barring both teams make it to the point where they can meet each other. So they'll most likely be the number 1 and number 2 seed in that sectional. Then the Dukes need to be able to lock in and take the dub. And Jack Zetek is now taking the first serve. And a serve that was too far outside in Hinsdale South. Drops a point. The first one. And looks like a little left from Hinsdale South. Oh, that is bad news. Logan Rice coming up limping. Hopefully just a rolled ankle. He is walking. It's a good sign that he's just walking, but oncoming is a new face, number 30. Going to be the 6'5" sophomore, Stanley Peck. Coming up here and in for Logan Rice. Takes his shoe off, and like I said, let's just hope it's a rolled ankle and nothing more serious than that. So the Dukes need him going into the playoffs. And Quinn Marin with the kill off the net and over. Quinn Marin, good receive by Jack Butte. Over to Remington, spike. Set, spike again, this time beautiful through the blocking line of Stanley Peck and Michael Remington. Michael Remington now taking the serve. Hinsdale South will most likely look to take advantage of the inexperience of Stanley Peck at the varsity level. So the Dukes got to watch out for that, make sure their communication is on high alert. And just a missed play, serve receive by Nate Okren. .42 for the Dukes. Ooh, and a collision on the floor between Z-Tech and Zach Brown. They both get up okay. And a beautiful tap shot by Nate Okren, bringing the score level at 4. Just a little over the top. Because right now, Z-Tech looks like he's playing middle. Middle setter, I guess. Yes, that's what it is. And a beautiful spot. Luke Shorter. Perfectly placed in the corner there. Just no better placement of a serve. Unless it's legitimately vertically straight down. But in the long distance, there's nothing better than putting it in the corner there. Gives the Dukes a 5-4 lead. Received here by Nate Okren. Into the middle to Marin. And a spike by Okren. They're going to say it was tipped off of a Duke. And it's going to be Hinsdale South again. And it looks like this set is going to be the same as the last. Back and forth, blow for blow. Stanley Peck coming on. Abe Caballero coming off. Remington, side to Z-Tech. A nice misdirection by good communication by him and Vlahos. Vlahos with that offhand just taps it ever so slightly over the blockers as they were expecting a big windup for a spike. And a much different serve receive. A huge spike right down the pipe. No, number 11, Tomas Lobas. 6'6". And Kellen Nicole with the serve. Brings it up. Received by Butte. Over to Zach Brown. Big bump over to, has to be sent over by Will Arnett. He gets it again, sets it, spikes it himself. Goes off the blockers of Marin and Lobas and goes out. Great little sequence there from Will Arnett. Jack Butte with the serve now. Way to keep his concentration on the ball. Will Arnett able to, even though touching it a few times, that looked suspicious. As a little tap over, a fake set, as they say, from Tomas Lobas. That looked like a lift to me, but I'm just up here in the bleachers and not in the ref spot. And Nate Okren with the serve that is roughly about a solid 6 feet outside the back line. As they say in basketball, ball don't lie. And it's right back in the hands of the Dukes. Zach Brown with the spike. Received by, that was Justin. Jack Butte with it. Over to Remington. Spikes it. And out the back by a few inches. Good little duck by Nate Okren to avoid getting hit by that and it being off of a Hinsdale South player. Justin Godwell. Spike from Lobas. Good received by Remington. That was just a little too lateral. Went over the net. And Marin able to take advantage. Puts it right back in the face of the Dukes, and they are up 1. Serve. Hits the net. Off comes Will Arnett. Off comes Ben Brown. On comes Jack Z-Tech and Luke Shorter. 9-9. Received by Okren. We're going to call a violation here. Double touch on Kellen Nicole, I think. Jack Z-Tech with the serve again. Dukes up 1. Received by Nick Okren. Spiked by Lobas. Not successful. That time successful by Adrian Folfas. Quinn Marin with the serve. received by Butte. And a miscommunication between Remington and Z-Tech, saved by the net. And a beautiful block from the two big men. Over. Godlaw, no good. Z-Tech, shorter, roll shot, unsuccessful, but it goes out off of the block. Beautiful little play there. Nice relay, results in a Duke's point. That's all you can ask for. Remington with the serve. Received by Nate Okren. Over to Lobos. Blocked by Butte. This time over to that's Nicole. Z-Tech. Shorter, out. It's one thing, as good as Shorter is, ways that he can improve, I think a huge one would be getting those spike angles more vertical and more exaggerated and away from straight across, because he has such power behind him, but a lot of the time he's not able to bring that power down, and it goes out of the back of the end line. And I think that's something that hopefully he'll be able to work on by the time next season rolls around, and I think he could go a dominant force, go to college playing volleyball. I do not know the recruiting scene for volleyball. A good little back and forth results in another Duke point. It's Abe with the serve, received by Godla. Remington, Z-Tech, Butte on the spike, close, and they give it to him on the end line. Very close, and a timeout by Hinsdale South, my apologies. As they take a timeout, so will we. Stay right here for this exciting game between Hinsdale South and the Dukes. Duke's serve be Abe Caballero. And Hinsdale South with a point immediately out of the timeout. And that's something you really need out of the timeout, is that you try and make some adjustments, and then if it doesn't work and the opposite team gets a point, that is even more demoralizing than it was before the timeout. Z-Tech, Butte, beautiful spike. Blocker's not able to do anything. Is the angle, that's where the angle really comes in, is that even if the blockers are there, you hit it low enough to where their block just goes into the net. That was good positioning, though, by number 14 and number 11 for the Hornets. It's going to be Tomas Lobos and Quinn Marin. No roll, tap shot, what a save, but unable to be successful. But Ben Brown got on the ground to try and keep that point alive.
This is our I just want to say the seniors are playing really good. 14 seniors are playing really great today, and shout out to my favorite senior, Michael Remington. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you, Josh. Go announcer.
Thank you, Arland, for a shout out to Michael Remington, the captain and one of the better players on this Hinsdale or on this York team. Definitely one of the leaders of this turnaround of the Dukes volleyball program. 15-15. The serve here by Nate Okren. Received by Zach Brown. Over to Remington. Big spike, out of bounds by a feet or two. And good receive by Zach Brown. Huge spike again. This time it tipped off a Hinsdale South player and results in a point for the Dukes. Zach Brown with the serve. Nick Okren. Over, big spike by Quinn Marin. Lands inbounds. Beautiful play. That's going to be Tomas Lobos with the serve. As Hinsdale South looks to take another circle break. They all get together. Looks like the refs are talking about something. Mr. P and Mr. Dowdy look flabbergasted. Looks like the issue is Stanley Peck. They were talking about, I think, who's serving and substitute rotations. Remington taking control, as a good captain does. A little discussion back and forth, just like this game. The official not letting up. Do not know what the issue is. I guess we will not find out unless we get a little post-game interview, but Hinsdale South and Tomas Lobos with the serve. Out the back, and a point for the Dukes. Tyler Asmussen getting hype on the bench. Z-Tech and Shorter coming on. Arnett and Brown coming off. That's Ben Brown. Zach Brown, sorry. Zach Brown coming off. Z-Tech with the serve. And another poor receive from Nate Okren. Over to Z-Tech. Out to Shorter. Beautiful spike that time. Gets it to work, and that is an 18-17 lead for the Dukes. Z-Tech with the serve again. Over to the right side this time. Marin. Good spike. Michael Remington with the serve, this time going out of bounds. Hinsdale South's point, so there's 6 points remaining. Obviously deciding up to win by 2, but a little couple weird receives. Jack Butte able to just get it over. Spike by Nate Okren. Very high, off the light a few times. And the Kareem, that is the fun yet frustrating part about volleyball, is that all that is in the ceiling is in play. So despite hitting the light and going in the ceiling, they still had to play it, and that changed the direction, and neither Zach Brown or Ben Brown or Michael Remington were ready, but Jack Butte responds with a beauty full spike. Stanley Peck goes to serve, because I think that was probably the issue with the official earlier, and Dowdy just says, go ahead, go serve. Does nicely. Over to Nate Okren. Beautiful block by Shorter and Vlahos. An average of 6'6" right there as they give the Dukes a lead. And oh no, the crutches are out for Logan Rice. We sure hope he is all right. Stanley Peck again to serve. Gets it over. Nice serve. Marin, bit of a miscommunication and a missed set. Over to Shorter. Beautiful spike. That's going to be out of the range of Godlaw. Hinsdale South takes another timeout. Dukes up 2. 3 points until set point. Stanley Peck with the serve again. Served well, received well. A little tight on the serve. Great save by Jack Zetek, or on the set there. Jack Butte over. Another one over to Nate Okren. This time just perfectly done, and Jack Zetek unable. And it's 21-22. Adrian Fulfas. Zach Brown over to Shorter. Eventually. Somewhat back over to Nate Okren, and they're going to call a lift. It's a good one. Good call. Off goes Shorter. On comes Ben Brown. Or Zach Brown. And he's going to go serve. Inside to Marin, and just a beautiful spike by Lobos. And a serve out. That is crucial as it gives set point to the Dukes. The 2 points handily meeting the burden. The set received. Marin, Okren on line, perfectly set up. Nate Okren with the serve this time. Zach Brown, Remington gets it to go, tipped off the blocker, and that's a set win by the Dukes. Now we go on to the third one. I want to welcome you back to York Sports Network. Senior night here at the Dick Campbell Gym, York Community High School, Elmhurst, Illinois. So Dukes take on the Hinsdale South Hornets. Coming to this one 27-6. The Hornets coming to this one 15-9. Just a few games remaining until playoffs. So this is very important for seeding, as well as momentum in general and trying to get to the playoffs. This is going to be the third set, tied 1-1. More official hold-up here. So discussing to make sure that rosters are right, I assume. In this case, there was some discussion about who needs to serve. Stanley Peck, the 6'5 sophomore, came in for the injured Logan Rice, standing at a measly 6'2". Tomas Lopez coming in here with the first serve and immediately off the rip gives a point away, and the Dukes have a point. Jack Zetek coming in for the serve. Probably going to be aiming for Nate Okren. He does. And a miss spike there. That time a little, I don't know what they call it when it's too far away. I guess a little loose if it's a little tight, if it's too tight to the net. Or a little far from the net in that case. Unable to get a good handle on it. 2-0 Dukes. Zetek with the serve again. This time Nick Okren receiving it. And a spike that goes out. That's the Dukes point. And it's 3-0. Dukes getting on a little roll here to start. As may I remind you, there was no gap much larger than this during either of the first two sets. Rajo stuffs it back in their face. So once again, the setter on the court not able to corral the serve receive to get a good spike off. This time a little low. Again, 5-0 Dukes. Now this is quite the momentum shift from earlier in these sets. But the Dukes are happy with it. Zetek again to Okren. Okren unable to serve receive well. Over to Remington. High. Able to get down. Nick Okren this time. They have to get it over. They do. Zach Brown. Over to Vlahos. Big spike. Unable to get it. Marin. Gladas. This time a little too tight. Jack Butte. Too close to the center, unable to get to the outside there in time. 5-1 Dukes. Quinn Marin now. Jack Butte. Michael Remington, big spike for the point. More importantly, the serve is back in favor of the Dukes, and he will be taking those honors. Perfectly placed, aiming for Okren, and they successfully get him flustered again like he was the first couple of serve receives. That time he misreads it, thinks it's going out, stays in by a hair. The Dukes take a 7-1 lead to start this one. By far the most dominant stretch by any team of this game today. So integral during the third set, and definitely integral for the Dukes to be able to go on and take a win against Hinsdale South. Remington with the serve again. Most likely going to be aiming for the same spot. He does. Once again, not a great second option, and that time Nate Okren stuffs it into the net. 8-1 for the Dukes. They finally figured out where to serve the ball to be most effective. Do it again, this time much better. Quinn Marin, little tap over, little taps back and forth. This time Remington just gets it over after just a little touch contest, and a great block by Vlahos and Butte. The Dukes are up 9-1 in this one. The dominant showing here in the start of the third set. All facets, recovery, in-system, sets, spikes, serves. Oh, much better than Hinsdale South to start this one out. Showed again. Shorter. Good placement, not good enough. Over to Glados. Taps over. Little miscommunication. Z-Tech. Butte, just a little overshot. Inside to Marin. Marin over to Godla. Hits a speaker. Z-Tech bumps it. Jack Butte reverse bumps it. Marin inside. And a beautiful little tap there. Finally starts to stop the run for the Dukes. That time that was full Foss. Hinsdale South bench chanting, say, hear it, overrated despite being down 9-2 to start this one. Over to Remington. A little too hard again. This time good recovery by, do not know who that is in the middle. Oh, that was Vlahos with the good recovery. That time gets it from a far way back. Luke Shorter, brilliant job. But that's the second time Michael Remington has set and it's gone over the net. But this time Vlahos was ready for it. It will keep the ball in the air. Abe Cabarella comes in. Okran too far out the back. The Dukes are on a roll. Abe Cabarello with the serve. Into Marin. Little tap over. Beautiful job. Jack Z-Tech wasn't prepared for that one, as it's hard to really get a tap over the top of the 6'5" Stanley Peck and 6'7" Luke Shorter. This time it's full Foss with the serve. Over to Peck, to Z-Tech, to Shorter, to Zach Brown, to Z-Tech, to Butte, who wasn't ready for it, but he's able to get it over nonetheless. Marin, miscommunication on the timing, and Lobos jumped too early. Marin set too late. And a second timeout is called. 12-3. The Dukes are on a roll and dominating this third set. Truly making it 0-0 and taking full advantage of all the countless mistakes done by Hinsdale South. Now, I'm sure the coach is not happy, as they were pretty much in control. Even though it was back and forth, Hinsdale South was in the lead for the majority of that, granted by only 1 or 2 points, but still in the lead. And they showed that by winning the first set, having the biggest lead in the second set. But in this one, money time, make or break. Hinsdale South is breaking. And the York Dukes are making. Going to be Duke serve. Off comes Abe. On goes Will Arnett. And on comes Ben Brown. Got it right. Even though they were even wearing different colored jerseys, I'm still messing them up. Ben Brown, though, here. That's Zach Brown, isn't it? Yep, just checked. Zach Brown. My apologies to the Brown family. And a beautiful job there, and another point for the Dukes, 13-3. First time anyone has been up double digits in this one. Zach Brown with the serve. Just a beautiful spike by Tomas Lobos. New face on the court for Hinsdale South. Looks like number 3, Terrence Newell. Why is the game always so high? What are you doing? Nick Okren with the save. Over to Newell. Newell gets the point.
Side out. Hinsdale South. Serving for the Hornets, 13, Nate Okren.
14-5 for the Dukes. And another point for Hinsdale South as they try to climb back in this one. Nate Okren serving it this time. Over to Ben Brown. Back to Will Arnett. Zach Brown, Remington. Great block by Tomas Lobas and Quinn Marin. Hello? Is that better? I hope you all can hear me. 15-7 Dukes. Off comes Stanley Peck. Set over to Godba. Little save by them, by Will Arnett. Over. A beautiful save by Nick Okren. They just get it over. And a nice job by Ben Brown. Finally, a number of out-of-system balls that gets everyone messed up. Finally, Tommy Vajos takes advantage, keeps the lead at around 9. Ben Brown with it. Nate Okren. Off the top of the net. What? Why does that move? Why? How and why? Why and how? Please answer me that. Please answer me. It's such a thing.
And to serve for the Dukes, number 4, Jack Zitek. Side out, Hinsdale South.
17-9 Dukes.
Serving for the Hornets, 14,
Quinn Marin now with the serve. Luke Shorter with the beautiful spike. Remington, Z-Tech, Vlahos. What a combo. And the hang time is immaculate for Tommy Vlahos as he was able to take advantage.
Side out, Hinsdale South.
18-11 Dukes.
Serving for the Hornets, number 7, Justin Yatla.
Jadla with the serve. Over to Remington. Shorter, beautiful spike. Shorter puts him within reach of 20. Abe. Cabarello coming on. Caballero. He serves. We'll tap over Z-Tech. Z-Tech with another save. Butte with an interesting concept, but hits the net. Adrian Fofis. Nick Okren comes off. On comes Tomas Lobas. Remington with the serve receive. Over to Z-Tech. Butte with authority. Oh my goodness. What a huge spike. Oh my Lord. That was beautiful. Textbook. Really showed them saying that his last move was illegal. Want to prove a point, and he does with authority. Zach Brown now serves it. Gets a nice receive, and unfortunately it goes a little too far over. The Hinsdale South player takes advantage. Hello? Why is it so quiet? Testing, testing. Can we please be loud? There we go. Hello? Jack Butte with another beautiful spike. 21-13. He's going to be serving. He does. Over to Okren. Okren with the spike. And that's what he does. Jack Butte above the head. 21-14. And a beautiful serve by Okren. Little pin it on line. Going to be serving again, 21-15. Ben Brown, Zach Brown, Stanley Peck. Little tap over, tap back and forth. Marin gets rejected. Over to Godlaw, also gets rejected. Nate Okren gets it back, and that was Nick Okren, but then Nate Okren unable to play it. 22-15. Marin tried it again. He's done that a lot this game. The Dukes this time expecting it, but this time a little too far over the back. So it's a point for the Hornets. Huge serve out the back. Risky to go with a hard serve like that at a time such as this, when you just need points and possessions. Tomas Lobas goes to the bench. Jack Z-Tech on now. We're serving now. Up by 7. Over to Godlaw, and blocked by Vlahos and Shorter. And that's 24. Never mind, looks like they touched the net. 23-17. Jack Butte over to Remington from the back row. What a spike with authority. The hang time, the velocity, the placement, all perfect on that one. See, now gets the serve. The senior captain serve to win the game. They'll get it over. And Butte with the block. The Dukes take away this one with the huge third set. Take advantage. The seniors go out on top at the Dick Campbell Gym, suffering only one loss here this season to Downers Grove North. What an incredible performance by the Dukes all season. We wish them luck, and we will try and stream some of their playoff games over at Oswego High School. We'll see what our schedule and the athletic directors allow, but we wish these boys and men luck in their endeavor into the realm of the IHSA Boys Volleyball State Playoff. They take a win here at home, 2-1. Sets in order 23-20 or 25-23 in favor of the Hornets, 25-22 in favor of the Dukes, and then 25-17 in favor of the Dukes. Again, they come up clutch and they win this one. So I said the seniors go out on top, winning their last game here at the Dick Campbell Gym. Congratulations to them. Once again, that is Moises Gomez, Will Stanley, Michael Remington, Tommy Vlahos, Will Arnett, and Michael Remington. We wish them all luck in their next adventures over the next 4 years. And I've been Joshua Melvin. You have been watching York Sports Network. Signing off.